Hello everyone, today I'm going to be reacting to Alicia Keys' album, The Diary of Alicia Keys. If you would like to skip right to my reaction, I will have a timestamp on the screen right here to where you guys can go to. And now on to a couple quick disclaimers. Number one, this is just my personal opinion and interpretation of the songs. I'd love to hear yours down below, just keep it respectful please. Sorry for any background noise or dust particles that may occur throughout this video. I'm going to be stopping and giving my thoughts as I go along. If you see me looking down at my phone, that is just because I will have the lyrics for each song pulled up. Lastly, if I have anything else that I forget to add, check down below. I might have a pinned comment. And now to the first song, Harlem's Nocturne.
Drop it. Yeah, been for a minute. Welcome back. It's me and you in this room right now. There's so many things that are on my mind. So I take all I got. I take all I have. Put it right here in my diary. You feel it? Take this journey with me.
Okay, so my thoughts on this song overall. Nice way to start off the album. Really cool to listen to overall with the music there. I'm not sure if she is just like interpolating or like sampling some music like she did with the first album with the first song. I know that that was the case. So it sounds a little bit familiar. Maybe it is just similar chord progressions, or maybe she is indeed interpolating. So I just looked it up and it doesn't seem like it samples or interpolates anything, which makes it even cooler. So really love to see it. I like the second half of the track, how it transitioned into there and how she came on the track as well, and just a decent way to start off the album in my personal opinion. And now into track 2, Karma. Okay, so my thoughts on the song, I absolutely love it. It is something that was so captivating to listen to, just in terms of the music, which I thought was just something that was phenomenal. And I did read on Wikipedia that there's a sample incorporated in this, I believe, or like interpolation or whatever, and the way that she did that was really cool. So I really appreciate what she did there, and still having kind of like the R&B like flavor onto it as well, and just like making it her own. And just, I really thought it was fascinating on a musical standpoint. I think that it has a really nice groove to it. I really like how she switched it up in terms of her delivery. That was nice to listen to as well. I like the lyrics on the song. It's just super catchy. I really enjoyed the song overall. It could be one of my favorite songs in the album, and just a strong track overall. And now into track 3, Heartburn.
Count to 5, Alicia.
Okay, so my thoughts on this song. I liked listening to it. I thought that the production was good there. I liked her vocal over top of it. I really liked her vocal on the last song. I forgot to add that. So I thought that it was something that I can enjoy listening to. The ending part might have to grow on me a little bit, like the whole shake it off part, like the delivery, having it be like that whispering. It might have to grow on me a little bit, but I could enjoy this track for what it was generally. And now into track 4, If I Was Your Woman / Walk On By.
Hey, Mob, drop it on me. Yeah, let's do it like this. I was your woman, had no other woman. You had the strength to walk out my door. I call you back for more. I was your woman. Tear you down, darling, but I'll pick you up, darling. When she let you go, she treats you like glass. You pay 'cause I love you. If I were your woman, I'd never, never, no, stop loving you. Yeah. Life is so crazy because she was first, darling. Will she hang on your mind? Oh, what you need, but I'm too afraid to show it. Over your woman, I never, never, no, stop loving you. Over your woman.
Okay, so my thoughts on the song. Good track overall, very of its time in terms of the lyrics and everything. Something that I found really pleasant to listen to overall. I liked her vocal performance on here as well as the music, and something that was a treat to listen to overall. About the song on Genius, it says, If I Was Your Woman / Walk On By Alicia Keys is a cover of If I Were Your Woman by Gladys Knight and the Pips that samples the same loop of Isaac Hayes' version of Walk On By that was sampled on the Notorious B.I.G.'s Warning. It appears on her second album, The Diary of Alicia Keys. Alicia's original demo of the cover was released in 2011 on the 10th anniversary of her debut album, Songs in A Minor. This is why it's important for me to go on Genius and make sure I have all my facts correct. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. I will definitely have to go listen to the original at some point and see how I feel about that, but I still enjoyed this song. Now to track 5, You Don't Know My Name.
From the day I saw you, really want to catch your eye. Not a lot of guys are worth my time. You are taking over my mind. You like me. You don't know my name. Baby. Take us on our first date. When we had our first kiss. Happened on a Thursday. Oh, it set my soul on fire. Can't wait for the first time. Imagination's running wild. You don't know my name. Will you ever know? He don't even know what he's doing to me. Take notice of what's in front of you. You got to miss a good thing. I've been feeling. You don't know my name. You ever know it? Well, I might have to just go ahead and call this boy. Hello? Can I speak to Nicole? I feel kind of silly doing this, but this is the waitress from the coffee house on 39th and Lennox. I see you on Wednesdays all the time. You always order the special. My manager be tripping and stuff, talking about we gotta use water. I always use some milk and cream for you. We always got on some fly blue soup. I don't wanna waste your time, but I know girls don't usually do this. I was wondering if maybe we could get together outside the restaurant one day. I mean, we could just go across the street to the park, right here. My cell phone breaking. Hold up. That's perfect.
Okay, so I'm kind of split on this song So the spoken word part went on far too long. I'm kind of like 50-50 with spoken word parts in songs. Sometimes they can work, sometimes they can be cringy. And after a certain point, I was like, why is she still going on with this? Like, it was just going too long. And I was waiting for her to get back to singing. Whenever she's singing on the track, I think it sounds beautiful. I think that this is a gorgeous track in terms of like the instrumentation and the production. I'm pretty sure there's a sample on this one too, which I think is incorporated nicely. But her singing on here is great. The whole spoken word thing, it just takes me out of the song. It's one thing if it's like a short little passage, maybe like 30 seconds or something, but she was basically speaking like the second half of the song for the most part. And then she got back to singing and I was like, okay, so it's that, and like maybe that's gonna have to grow on me. Do I see that happening? Not really. I could see myself listening to the song in the future, listening to like the first half of the song basically, and then whenever the spoken word part comes or whatever, just skip past that to the end basically. That's what I see happening. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this can grow me. We will have to see with time. But please let me know down below in the comments what you guys think of that whole thing. Do you enjoy it? Do you not enjoy it? Because I would love to know. About the song on Genius, it says, "You Don't Know My Name" is the lead single of Alicia's second studio album, The Diary of Alicia Keys. The song won a Grammy Award for Best R&B Song in 2005. The track is built around a sample from the 1970s New York group The Main Ingredients' Let Me Prove My Love to You. Alicia Keys explained the background behind this song in a Rap Radar podcast as featured above. "You Don't Know My Name" is crazy. That was a really special moment. Like in my career. And you know, when we were in the studio creating it, because Kanye and I had done a few different vibes, when we started You Don't Know My Name. And then at the time, like, John Legend wasn't even really established as an artist yet. And he did backgrounds on that song along with Harold Lilly, who I talked about earlier because we wrote a lot of those earlier songs. And it was so fresh to kind of combine this whole Kanye when he first started and like the sampling of old, you know, vintage classics. And that's my style, and then putting it all together. And now to track 6, If I Ain't Got You. I've definitely heard the song before. If I haven't heard the entire thing, I've heard most of it. But whenever I do reactions, I like to listen to the album all the way through the first time. So I will listen to it again for the video.
Some people live for the fortune. Some people live for the hour, yeah. People think physical things define what's within. Some people want it all. I don't want nothing at all. I ain't got you, baby. Some just want everything. Everything means nothing. I ain't got you. Some people search for a fountain. Promises forever young. Hand me the world on a silver platter. What would it be? Some people want it all. I don't want it at all. If I ain't got you, baby. Some just want everything. Everything means nothing. If I ain't got you, yeah. I ain't got you with me, baby. Nothing in this whole world don't mean a thing. I ain't got you with me, baby.
Okay, so my thoughts on this track. A classic song, of course, one that has really stood the test of time. I really like all the chord progressions that are being used throughout this track. They are just truly immaculate to listen to there. I love her vocals, something that feels very raw and real and powerful and just really nice to listen to there. I like the lyrics of the song too. Just a great track overall that I really enjoyed listening to. About the song on Genius, it says, "If I Ain't Got You" is the 6th track on Keys' second studio album, The Diary of Alicia Keys. It was inspired by the death of R&B singer Aaliyah in 2001, the September 11th attacks, other world events, and things going on in Keys' life. See, I never would know that this song is about so many different things at once, but again, that's why I go on Genius to learn these things, so definitely something that will have me sing the song differently in the future. The song idea came together right after Aaliyah passed away. It was such a sad time and no one wanted to believe it. It just made everything crystal clear to me. What matters and what doesn't. And now to track 7, Diary, featuring Toni, and Jermaine Paul. Okay, so my thoughts on the song overall, it was alright to listen to. I wish it would have been more dynamic in terms of like the instrumentation and also probably her vocal delivery as well, because it kind of was repetitive and I was kind of getting bored a little bit in that sense. I appreciate Jermaine, Paul, and Toni in the back half and adding something there vocally, which was enjoyable to listen to, and what Alicia's doing back there vocally as well. But this song mostly kind of just stayed right here to me until like the actual end. And so that's kind of how I feel about it. Not a bad song by any means, but probably going to be one that I'm just kind of like indifferent on or might want to skip in the future. But we'll see how I feel about it as I keep re-listening to it. But that is how I'm feeling on it at the moment. Now to track 8, Dragon Days. Okay, so my thoughts on this song. It was something that was very intriguing to listen to. I really loved the music on here and just the places that went to. That was super cool. And then I thought that her vocals on the song were great. I just could really get into the song overall. It had a really nice pocket to it, which I appreciated as well. And just a good track overall. And now to track 9, Wake Up. Okay, so my thoughts on this song. She absolutely knocked it out of the park with this one. Decent vocals once again. I can appreciate the sentiment and the lyrics just saying like we actually need to take a look at this relationship and just identify what is going on and where we're going with this, because we're just wasting a bunch of time being together when we don't necessarily need to be, which is an interesting concept for a song. So I kind of like how she maneuvers all the way throughout it there. So the music on here is something that is just really amazing to listen to. I'm pretty sure it starts off with like a harpsichord or piano or something else, and then just like the way that it transitions into the actual song is something that really is cool to listen to there. And I really appreciate how she kind of blends like classical elements like classical music into like her own music and still has like that R&B flavor to it. And I'm sure she's not the only one who does it, but that's definitely something I've noticed listening to her that I think is really cool. And I love whenever people can take something old and bring it into something new and just have it be something that you're still so drawn to, and it just works really well. And so I've noticed that she's been able to do that with her music particularly, so I really appreciate that. And the way that she incorporates samples throughout the music, it's really tastefully done. So that's definitely something that I picked up on generally throughout the song. But this is a great track, probably going to be another favorite for me on this album. And now to track 10, So Simple, featuring Lellow. Okay, so my thoughts on the song, good track overall, and I liked her vocal performance on it and the lyrics too. The only thing that bothers me just a tad is I believe it's like vocal processing or auto-tune, or maybe the voice is pitched up higher or something on the "it would be so simple" part. I don't like that at all. And that is something that I'm like, why did you do that on the track? I feel like it wasn't necessary. Maybe to give it a certain feel, I suppose. But this is probably something I could get used to, but that's definitely something that I wanted to know. About the song on Genius, it says, Lellow is to Alicia Keys as is Slim Shady to Eminem. Lellow is Alicia's alter ego as Sasha Fierce is to Beyonce, and Brand New is to Brandy Norwood. So that's definitely something interesting. And now on to track 11, When You Really Love Someone.
I'm a woman. Lord knows it's hard. Need a real man. Give me what I need. When it's real, it's unconditional. I'm telling y'all. 'Cause a man just ain't a man if he ain't man enough. Love you when you're wrong. Love you when you're strong. Take you higher when the world that you're feeling low. Giving comfort when you're thinking that you're hurt. That's what's done when you really love someone. I'm telling y'all. 'Cause you're a real man. Sometimes you just need a woman's touch. Love and support. When it's real, it's unconditional. I'm telling y'all. A woman ain't a woman if she ain't woman enough. Love her when you're wrong. Yeah, love her when you're strong. Giving you her best, even when you're at your worst. That's what's done when you really love someone. I'm telling y'all. Sometimes you're gonna argue, sometimes you're gonna fight. It don't make sense, but it make a good song. A man just ain't a man if he ain't man enough. Love you when you're right, love you when you're weak. Take you high in the world that you're feeling low. Giving you his last, 'cause he's thinking of you first. That's what's done when you really love someone. I'm telling y'all. Yeah.
Okay, so my overall thoughts on this song, fantastic track to listen to. It just felt really dynamic in terms of like music, her vocals soaring over top of everything, the power, the grit that they had, the textures. So I really appreciated her vocal. And whenever I was listening to the song, it kind of was reminding me, like the sentiment was reminding me of A Woman's Worth off of her first album, Songs in A Minor. But then the chord progressions were really reminding me of Fallen, also off of her first album. So it's kind of like you put those two parts of those two songs together and then we get this song. That's at least what I'm thinking, and I'm wondering if any of you guys can get what I'm saying, or maybe like you see it differently and are like, wow, I didn't think about it that way. But that's what I was thinking the entire song, so I thought that that was something worth mentioning. But probably going to be a standout for me on this album. Just felt something so passionate from this track, and so I just really enjoyed listening to it overall. And now to track 12, Feeling You, Feeling Me, Interlude. Okay, so upon re-listen of this, it's kind of just there to me. Not bad at all. It's just okay. I think the fact that it's like so short and it's just an interlude, it just kind of works in its favor. Not something that I'm going to be huge on in the future, probably. It could potentially be a skip, but it's just kind of there on the album to me listening to it again. And now on to track 13, Slow Down. Okay, so my thoughts on the song, it was alright to listen to, didn't really mind it much, didn't make a huge impression on me, but didn't really bore me, so kind of like right on the borderline there. The whispering at the end did not need that. Could have ended it earlier, in my personal opinion, of course. And the sentiment of the song seems kind of similar to Let's Wait a While by Janet Jackson, about abstinence, that kind of thing. Or maybe it's not that, maybe it's just like we're just going too fast in this relationship in general. Maybe it's not even touching on that subject. But that was something that it kind of like reminded me of throughout the song. And by the way, Let's Wait a While is a great song. I really do like that song, actually. But that's definitely something I wanted to touch on. But again, just kind of like middle of the road for me. I could see myself liking this one a little bit more in the future. I don't think it's outright terrible, but those are my thoughts on the song. And now on to track 14, Samsonite Man. Okay, so my thoughts on the song, I absolutely loved listening to it. The instrumentation was giving me a little bit of a Latin flair, which I thought was pretty cool in terms of like the guitar and everything. So I really liked the instrumentation there. And then I really loved her vocal delivery over top of it and how she approached the song. And so I just thought that it was a really great track overall, something I really quite enjoyed listening to. Probably going to be another favorite on this album for me. And now to track 15, Nobody, Not Really, Interlude. Okay, so my thoughts on the song. Absolutely love the instrumentation with the saxophone and everything that was going on there. Was absolutely beautiful to listen to. I feel like vocally it could have been a little bit more dynamic because I was getting kind of bored in that regard, and I liked whenever she switched it up a little bit in terms of that, and then she kind of like went back at the end, which was a little bit disappointing for me. Not horrible by any means, but that's definitely something that I wanted to state. And now I wanted to share my favorite songs on this album with you based off my first listen. So I'm going to say Karma. I remember really liking If I Was Your Woman / Walk On By. Probably If I Ain't Got You, classic, of course. Dragon Days, Wake Up, and then When You Really Love Someone and Samsonite Man. So that's a fair amount of tracks, more than I was expecting to just kind of rattle off now, but those are the ones that really stood out to me on first listen. Of course, as I listen to the album more, my opinions can change. This is something that's happened to me before. This is just how I'm feeling right now. And now I wanted to get into my overall thoughts on this album. So I think that this was a great album, really entertaining listen for the most part. Were there a few duds in the track list? Sure. Were there some moments where I cringed? Sure, either because of a lyric or because of her talking or like spoken word kind of situation or something around there. Are there moments where I felt like it could have been more dynamic? Sure, in terms of maybe vocal delivery or lyrics or whatever it is, absolutely. But generally this thing holds up pretty well for me, and there's a lot of highlights on this thing overall. I think that her vocals across this album are very distinctive, they are powerful, they can be gritty, they can just be straight up impressive to listen to. So I really like the vocal performances on these songs. I think that she's a great songwriter, so definitely shout out to her in that regard. She's a great instrumentalist as well with what she's able to do with the piano and everything, so definitely shout out to her. Shout out to everyone else involved in this album. And again, like I was saying earlier, I really appreciate the way that she's able to have like these little classical moments with the piano or whatever, or a sample, and then transition it more so into her style with like the R&B flavor or whatever she wants to do on the track. Like I said, she's not the only person to do it, but I think that she has like her own unique style to it, and so I really think that that's fascinating there. So that's definitely something I wanted to state. But I think that that's all of my thoughts on the album generally. Like I said, of course, as I listen to the album more, my opinions can change over time, but this is how I'm feeling about it right now. I would love to know what you all think about this album. What are your favorite songs? What are your memories with the album? Any important information that should be added into the conversation, leave it down below in the comments because I would absolutely love to read them. If you wanted to see more content on Alicia Keys, then I did do a reaction to her first album. I will put down the cards right here to where you guys can go check that out. It'll be at the end of this video and linked down below in the description, of course. And I might react to her next album because a lot of people say like her early albums are the best ones. So I might be doing that next month. We'll have to wait and see. Let me know if you guys would like to see that as well. As for the rest of her discography, I'll probably listen to that on my own time just so I'm able to get through it quicker and just really digest everything over time. But that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, give it a like down below. It helps me out a lot in the YouTube algorithm. I very much appreciate it. You can subscribe right down below if you would like to see more videos like this. If you hit the bell next to that, you will get a notification to your phone when I post so you not miss when new videos come out. First link down below in the description is going to be my second channel. So I just posted a new video on there a few days ago, and I actually reacted to Flo's Summertime music video, Lord's Oceanic Feeling music video, talked about my thoughts on Taylor Swift dropping a new album and kind of like my initial thoughts there. I gave a recap for this channel and just talked about my thought process behind it and all that kind of stuff. And I talked about other topics as well, so if you would like to see more of me, definitely go check me out on there. Again, it will be the first link down below in the description. I'm also going to have my Twitter, my Instagram, my Spotify. If you would like to follow me, I will have links to stream this album if you're interested, and lastly, links to educate you guys on important situations. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one.